Good morning. Welcome to our Talks, Anthony. Today we're gonna have a insightful conversation. If you've been sticking with me, you dig. We've been talking about some great conversations lately, and I really want you guys to get this information so you're able to navigate through life, you dig, and thrive. You feel me? That's why I do what I do. You feel me? But we've been talking about understanding and us. You feel me? And understanding and having that awareness. You feel me? About being intuitive in regards to who you are around. So you're able to break the dysfunctional patterns for those out there that are coming from dysfunctional dynamics, or just people that just want to get the information in life, because people out here give it to you. You feel me? Just give you the real. Is that people out here playing a facade, Some people out here trying to improve. They're working on personal development. They're understanding, that they need support. They're getting into therapy. They're doing things to make an investment on themselves, They've been in situations where they've been chosen last, they've been put down, but they also realize in the eternal self that no, I am a good person, I am worthy, I can get what I want if I put my mind to it. And they've been doing what they have to do. And they've been, understanding too on how relationships, and it's not, people out here, like I said, y'all have millions of followers, but do you know a million people that you've seen face to face? Let's be real. Let's be real. So we're out here seeking validation. We're doing all these things. We're falling into the rhythms and patterns of dysfunction, and just, and it's playing into our lives. And some of us, like I said, we can act like we're not, miserable. But who you only playing with yourself. You know what I mean? You're only playing with yourself. Because let's be real, we're all suffering in some type of way. We're all suffering. But that's why I'm saying I really want us to draw this awareness. People out here, you feel me? Journal. Keep that notebook on, you feel me? Journal, get your emotions out, draw this awareness with yourself, spend time in nature. You know what I mean? Get away from distractions, get your alone time, the time that you need to get back from yourself. We're always out here. And for people out here, like I said, that are coming from dysfunctional dynamics, stand up, please. This is for you. You dig? On the back end, right? We're always pouring into other people. We're always helping other people. We're being the peacemaker. Anytime someone hits you up, you make it happen. You always you dig? But what about the time for you? Same thing for the single mothers out there. Y'all got babies. You feel me? Y'all got babies. You have a lot going on. But what about you? When are you gonna have time to kind of simmer down? You did? And think about you. And in the real way, I don't mean, you feel me? You can have your pina coladas, you can have your wine coolers, you can have time for that later. But I'm talking about really that solitude, really just being able to really think about you, how far you came, you feel me? And really think about, yes, I may be, I got a lot of responsibilities, I have a lot of things I'm going through, I have a stress, you feel me? But really think about some strength, really think about gratitude, really think about how far you came. And this goes out for everybody out there. Right? But in this video, I really want to give you guys some real context on, how I went through a situation with, one of my best friends that I've known for years. This is a real vulnerable conversation, y'all. And that's why I do what I do, because I want people to heal. I want you to thrive. I want you to get to where you need to be in life, but we have to be accountable. We have to take action. We got to be real to ourselves. We have to be able to seek the support if necessary, And some of us out here is that, we're so focused on what other people think about us, and we're seeking validation, and we're giving so much energy to the external than what? The internal. What about you? What about you? Because that support is the lifeline. That support can give you the information that you need to, you feel me, navigate your situation. But you'll never get that information if you don't seek the information. And on the back end, when it comes to, being on YouTube and these different platforms and and waking up and just immediately touching that phone, we choose what we put our energy and our time into. And I got to give it to the people, like I said, that are trying to improve on themselves, seeking that information. They're trying to, you feel me? Work on themselves. They're putting in the effort. At least they're trying. You feel me? You can't knock someone that's trying. I don't care what nobody says. You can't knock somebody that's trying. For those out there that are students, you got to be on class on time. They gave you the breakdown on the rubric, the syllabus. You feel me? The attendance, what the expectations are, and you made it through that semester, and you got your credits, and you on to this is what I'm talking about, y'all. I understand, and you got to give it to somebody out there that is trying to improve their life, trying to improve their situation, being real to themselves, because at the end of the day, that's gonna put you further than, you feel me, where you were at in the present, or you feel me. And if you want to, on the back end, if you want to start comparing people to the improvement, you're going to level up. You're going to start leaping past people, leaping. I didn't say steps, I said leaping. That's how real this gets when you start focusing on yourself and minding what? Your damn business. And let's be real, a lot of us too, we have enough on our plate as is. So why are we sitting here and we focus on other people? And once again, I want to give us some information, like I said, for those out here that come from dysfunctional dynamics, is that your nervous system is prone to the normalization of chaos because you've seen it. The arguing, the dysfunction, something simple that's arguing over a dang charger. You feel me? Lack of accountability. No one really listening. Some of us are, like I said, even coming from the middle class that, we have family meetings. We're expressing ourselves at the table. But what? No one's really listening. We're in some really dysfunctional dynamics where we haven't seen any improvement, change, or eating. Nothing. I gotta be real. This is what I do, and I gotta be real. We gotta wake up. Because you deserve a life of happiness. You deserve a life of healthiness. You deserve a life where your nervous system can really operate in a conducive environment. Where you don't always have to be in survival mode. You don't always have to be irritable. You don't always have to be, you feel me? And you pick up their patterns of manipulation, control, and seeking, trying to, it is like, it's crazy. You start taking on the emotions of other people. Misery likes company. I'll say it again. Misery likes company. And like I said, with the world that we're in right here, let's keep it a buck. A lot of people out here, we're suffering. But what do? We play a facade. A couple years ago, I looked at a study and it said, what did it say? Americans have less than $1,000 to their name when it comes to a savings account. Let's be real, yo. We all out here, we're trying to survive. So who are we trying to, you dig? Let's focus on yourself. Let's really understand self-esteem, self-improvement, self-care, self-love, self, y'all. And when you take care of yourself, you can take care of others. And by loving others, you're loving yourself. So we can have a positive mentality in how we do things, but we have to really detach. We have to be accountable. We have to see through the dysfunction. But once again, let's get into this real spill in regards to, like I said, one of my homeboys I grew up with. This was someone that I seen as my brother, yo. And I'm coming from a dynamic of, you dig, 4 siblings, 4 sisters. You feel me? So, and I'm the only boy. So it's like, so I play football, we play basketball. This is someone that you get really competitive with. Like imagine you playing 8 games with your boy and you in the backyard. Back to back. 10 games back to back, like really competitive. No, run it back. Like, you feel me? Like we're competitive, What you know about getting whipped 5 times in a row? What you know about getting whipped 7 times in a row? Putting in pain. Relax, mama, relax. You dig? But it's like, what you know about that, y'all? I didn't see it all, yo. I didn't see it all. And like I said, coming from dysfunction, I allowed myself to continue the disrespect, continue the nonsense, continue the gaslighting, continue the abuse, the nonsense. You did? I've been allowing this for years. It's happened to me. A little bit of middle school leading to high school, and you know what I mean? Things trickle off. You feel me? You go your own way. You start realizing things. You're in a different school. Like you start leveling up on that self-improvement. But yeah, so pulling it back, like I said, I seen a lot. I just seen a lot. But in regards to his mother was she was a real one. R.I.P. She's a real one. And I seen it all. That's what I'm saying. Like I seen the mother pass. I seen the father pass. I seen the grandfather pass. I was really in the family. I was really invested. Our family, my family, his family they're always so busy. Everybody's productive. You know what I mean? In a sense. So it's like we never was able to kind of, connect in that sense. Like I know my mother at that time and his mother at that time was always trying to, live it up and kind of connect on a standpoint, but things just, it was what it was. But she passed away in RIP. But it's always been love. It's always been love. But what some people out here, like I said, are coming from their own situations and their own trials, tribulations, their own trauma. They have inner, work that needs to be done. And sometimes, hurt people. What? They hurt people. But she told me, I remember being in the back seat when she dropped me home, one time, and she was like, "Oh, how's things going at school?" Like, she was basically getting the drop because, at the time, that was back in the days when homeboys out here, we misbehaving, we taking no shorts, we trying to have the last word with the teacher, like, we doing the most. And let's be real, we all were immature at one point in time. So let's be real about it, You had your fights, you had to stand your ground. Like, we went through the motions, Seen a lot, went through a lot, been in sports, I'm a black man, you dig? So it's like, we got to keep this a buck, though, you know what I mean? Especially navigating through, a predominantly white town, white supremacy, And I got nothing but love. You feel me? I got nothing but love for everybody. Feel me? But it's like, we have to be real to ourselves. We got to call it out so we're able to improve. You feel me? And once again, we can't improve the world if we don't improve ourselves. And that's why I say I want people to really realize and see through the dysfunctions, because, you feel me? A lot of these problems lie within the person, you feel me? Sometimes people project their issues, their misery, their problems onto you. It's called microaggressions. And that's why it's important, like I said, understand, get the knowledge, so you're able to know how to protect and navigate and move in this world, We don't have to hate. We don't have to draw anger, misery, and all this tension into the body to derive out to other people. Let's breathe and push that negativity out. And let's derive something positive so we're able to have peace of mind. That's something that we can't put a dollar amount on, But in regards to that conversation I had with the mom when she was driving me home that day, she was getting the drop, and I was keeping it about with her, homeboy's over here trying to do his homework in the beginning of class, teachers got to monitor the hallways and, a few minutes so everybody get in class, whatever. He over here trying to finesse the homework and stuff like that. You dig? So it's just, it was a funny time. It was a fun time back in the days, So it's just, I was just giving her a drop on the back end, Nothing but love, yo. And she told me, but something that I wasn't seeing back in the days is she told me that he was jealous of me. She did. But being the brother that I was, we got the baseball field, right? We got the baseball field. Y'all know the location if you know where I'm at. You know what I mean? I'm always, in the city. But it's just, she told me that, and I didn't really take it serious. I didn't, And it took me some time to realize it, because I want to be real, like I said, is that some of us that come from dysfunctional dynamics, our brain, we're in survival mode, Things are coming in, things are coming out. We're just trying to, Like, we're moving day to day. We're just trying to be able to survive through the day, It's hard for us to intake information because we're in chaos. We're in a world of dysfunction. And that's why it's important to spend time alone, get away from the distractions, get away from the media, have time where you're able to kind of just have solitude, breathe, recollect your thoughts. Understand, like I said, who are you around? Setting boundaries if necessary, Some relationships, you don't have to, there's not an expiration date, you know what I mean? You can control when you want to, allow people to not have access to you. I remember there was a day where it was his birthday, for instance, right? And where was it? Yep, we ended up going to the mall. And I'm like, yo, why am I going to the mall? You feel me? Like, what do you feel me? You can't dress yourself, fam? Like, yo. But that's the thing about it, is that people jack you so much, yo, and they love your energy. You feel me? They love your swag. Like, you have something about you that you don't see within yourself because you're in survival mode. Everybody's at where they're at. And that's why I'm saying you don't judge people. You feel me? Because you don't know where someone's at cognitively. You don't know what they've been through in their experiences. You don't know their bloodline, their trauma, their history. You feel me? You don't know what someone got going on, what they've been through. That's why it's important to mind your business and treat people with respect. And if you can't do that, you're not capable of just extending with other people, then just keep it moving respectfully. Just keep it moving. Because I don't want you to put yourself in a situation. You know? But it's real spill, We ended up going to the mall. I'm showing love, and he's looking at some fits, and I'm looking at a jacket. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I ain't got the money for it. It was at the time, I think it was like a Canada Goose jacket. Who's dropping $1,000 for a jacket? And I'm respectfully, I just wasn't jacking it like that, you dig? But I'm like, let me see what the hype's all about. So I asked the clerk, you know what I mean? She cute, you know what I mean? Jacking the tone, jacking the energy, you know what I mean? And I asked her, can I see what's up with the jacket, what the hype's about? You know what I mean? I'm telling her, let me throw on a large. I'm a husky dude, you dig? And she was laughing. I had her laughing. She's like, I'm telling you, the medium's gonna fit you well. And I'm like, girl, if I bust the jacket, you feel me? It's gonna be on you. You feel me? I just told you I went the large. So we're laughing, et cetera, et cetera. He comes, he's laughing too, and he throws a subliminal at the woman that's trying to, get the jacket for me, whatever. And he goes, yo, bro, do you even have the money to get that? And I'm like, yo, what's good? You feel me? Like, people out there that know, you know what's up. What's good with homeboy? Some people get weird when, you feel me, they get aroused. I don't know what's good with people, you feel me? We'll never know, because like I said, the human brain's complex. We can't keep asking ourselves why people do this, why people do that. We're not going to know. People have their own motives. We don't know why. But like I said, this is low self-esteem behavior. People with confidence, people that have high sense of respect for themselves, you feel me? They love themselves. They're not going to operate like this. When you love yourself, you love others. And by loving others, you love yourself. You feel me? It's a connection. You dig? And you realize it when you heal. But yeah, so he made that little slight comment. I'm looking at him like, yo, what's good with you type stuff. You feel me? I checked him right there. The woman, she cracked a little smile, and then she went to go get the key to, unlock the jacket. I put it on. I'm like, oh, it's nice. Obviously, it's warm because we inside the building. You feel me? But it's like, yeah, but I gave it a jacket. We went about our day. You know what I mean? People get weird and they show their true colors. We have to see through it. Because there's people out here that, yes, they went through dysfunction. Yes, they went through chaos. Yes, they went through a lot of pain, and they emulate that into the world on a negative note. But there are people out here that are positive, are loving. You feel me? And they go through a lot, but they still give a lot to people. You know what I mean? But we have to realize we need to have boundaries for yourself. You need to protect yourself. You need to have awareness for yourself. Stop letting people trick you outside your position. Stop letting people use you, dog you out, treat you. No. We have to develop healthier connections. Yep. We go to the club, right? We go to the club for his birthday. You know what I mean? Y'all want the specific location? Y'all want the specific location? I don't know about that. But let's keep it real. I went to the strip club with him for his birthday for the first time. You feel me? And it was a good time, to keep it a buck with you. But yeah, so he was sitting down. He got like a section, you know what I mean? Paid to have a good time. I'm looking at, why are you going to spend all this money to get a section and you don't want to really, you feel me? Like, that's what I'm saying. Confidence, everybody's different, but people see something that you don't see in yourself. You know what I mean? So I see some ladies, I get up, I'm like, yo, it's my man's, you know what I mean? It's my man's birthday. Like, what's up with y'all? Like, how you don't want to hit to the section, you feel me? And they got up, I grabbed her hand, and we went to the section, you know what I mean? Like, yo, we have to realize too, life's what you make of it. You got to create the energy around you. You know what I mean? We don't have to control people. We don't have to do all these things. We can control our environment by being, you feel me? Virtuous, being who you really are. Integrity. By you working on yourself, people will connect to you. This is real vibration. This is real frequency. And people know what's up. Yo, people out here that have dogs, have animals, you feel me? They know what's up. They know a real one from a bozo. You dig? Come on now. So we just got to be real to ourselves, y'all. We have to look within. We can do the internal work. We don't have to hurt people. We don't have to, you feel me, behave in these different, because what happens is that you start what? You start destroying relationships. You start pushing yourself away from the real ones. And like I said, people, and I ask kids this too, is there more good people in the world or bad people in the world? What's your observations? What do you see? Like, let's get real, y'all. And the answer is what? Bad. So why is that when people are good and they're trying to put you on to game, you dog them out, you deceive them, you push them away? Teachers too. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all going to school, y'all y'all putting in the work, you're around some good people. And some people be fraudulent. They on some nonsense. But let's be real, there's good people out here, but you guys dog them out. Get right, y'all. We gotta get right. But you know what I mean? I just want to give you guys some real life experiences, things I was able to experience myself. You know what I mean? Times are times, memories are memories, and lessons are lessons. You feel me? But we got to draw the awareness, y'all. We have to develop healthier connections with people. We have to understand we can learn from our situations. We don't have to, you feel me, hurt people. We can understand, come from dysfunctional dynamics and live in a survival mindset, that we don't have to have a dog mentality. We don't have to dog people out. You feel me? We can heal with the support, with the awareness, with the information, and all this is, like I said, gives us the protection so we're able to navigate through life. If you found this video beneficial, give it a thumbs up, share it possible, and always, like I said, stay blessed out here. See you on the next one.